The next performer is Brian Gordon. Brian currently works with children, adolescents, and adults with autism spectrum disorders and related social emotional challenges. Over the past 10 years, he has directed several successful social skills programs, including the drama-based Spotlight in Danvers. A former professional stand-up, Brian will give us his perspective on life, guaranteed to make you think and bring a smile to your face. Brian Gordon.
I followed my heart into the fire, got burned, got broken down by desire. I tried, but the smoke in my eyes left me blurry and blind. Yeah, I don't know how to play guitar at all. I thought that would look good. Do you know that song? It's a good one. Scarlett Johansson from Sing. Yeah. You guys, anybody here also seen Sing? Woo! Yeah. I love it. My kids, they love that movie. They like me to do the Piggy Power guy. That's what people say. I'll be honest, I'm freaking out right now. And it's not that I'm nervous. I was telling Rose that I haven't been back in the high school since, I think it was when I got thrown out of Drama Fest for supposedly streaking a rehearsal. True story. Yep, I had a big black hat, and I'd pull my shorts up because I got dared to do it, and I had absolutely no self-esteem or self-confidence, and I folded to peer pressure is what happened. Yeah, but I'm shaping minds now. That's what I do. No, I really do, though. No, I have two kids. I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and they're amazing. Like, they're just like the best teachers that I have, to be honest. And yeah, I'm not promising to be funny, but you got to be willing to die in order to live in life. So I'm cool with it. But my kids are funny. My son, he wasn't even 3 yet, and he came in to the kitchen and had this look on his face, like I knew that he was about to hit me with something hilarious. And he said, "Daddy, guess what?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, I have a pee-pee. So I said, you do? He's like, yep. I said, well, where did you get it? And he said, Whole Foods. And my daughter, who is equally brilliant and magical, who is in the living room watching TV and pretends to hear nothing but hears everything, can't stand that my son has made me laugh. So she comes in and she's like, oh yeah, well guess what, Daddy? I have a vagina and I got mine from Trader Joe's. These are my kids. Yeah, it's crazy. I honestly didn't think I was gonna have kids. I mean, I did stand-up for 10 years, and that makes you pretty much undateable because every night is spoken for you, you know? Like you just, and you don't date other comics because you just don't want to invite any drama into the workplace. Although I did kind of see one comic, and I turned on Showtime this year, and she was one of the co-hosts with Nicki Minaj of the Adult Entertainment Video Awards. Yeah, I can pick them. It was awesome. Yeah, I'm not gonna get all. I'm not gonna get all graphic like the other dude that was up here. I don't know how you felt about it, you know? I mean, yeah, I have a penis, so does my son. I think everybody knows what everybody does with them. Although it would be very strange if all of a sudden Whole Foods and Trader Joe's just decided to really widen their inventory and start selling penises and vaginas. I think that would be really weird. But my daughter, she started talking when she was not even a year old, in complete sentences. And this is my favorite daughter story. She, my wife, she had one of her coworkers come over with her family, and she had a 12-year-old daughter who was trying to talk to my daughter Sylvie, who was drinking from a sippy cup with some water in it. And she was trying to, you know, sidle up next to my daughter and, you know, score points. So she says to my daughter, are you drinking water? Is that water in there? Do you like water? I like water. And my daughter, this is my daughter, she goes, do you have a problem? That's my daughter. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, you know? I think humans are just functionally dysfunctional as a breed. I mean, I wouldn't say that it was the easiest time when I was here. And I'll be honest, I thought that today was going to be just a bunch of performances and people coming to support the two people whose names are now representing this auditorium. And turns out it's alumni. And I mean, I'll go to some of the reunions that are off campus, but I was totally regressing walking through this high school. Like, it's such a weird thing. Like, I mean, they say that you're 17 or whatever age you were when you left home is the age that you become instantly when you come home. And I had no idea what was going to happen to me as I was walking through this place. Is everybody here from literally graduated? Are you all graduates of the, none of you? Oh, okay, let's talk about Saugus. Your daughter and your son, yeah? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think Saugus was a step up from Brockton, where I came from. I came here just for high school. And I knew absolutely nobody. And the first weirdest thing that ever happened to me here was when somebody found out that I was Jewish. Because apparently, when someone comes up to you in the lunchroom and it's like, hey, are you Jewish? Makes you think that maybe for all of Saugus, Jews were sort of maybe just a rumor before I hit town, right? And now they had an actual one that they could come next to. He's checking to see if I really have like horns I've filed down in the morning so that I can fit in. And I don't know, I guess it depends how long you've lived here, but does anybody remember Russo's Candy House? Right? I used to work there in the ice cream place. And I lived behind there in these townhouses that were just built. My father, that's where he decided to buy a place for us to live. He picked a place in the outskirts of town where I stood no chance of meeting anybody before the first day of school, and then made me get on a bus with this guy who I ended up becoming friends with, but was so scary looking at first, but he was so sweet. It was like my first lesson in Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover, where one time I was in Starbucks and I was having a really bad day, and I was sitting at a little table that was right next to the opening to the store, and I see this hulking dude. He's in all black leather with like spikes coming out and a mohawk, and he's listening to headphones and he's singing, and he's about to walk in singing. And I was like, this is gonna suck. And he walked in and he was singing Smooth Operator by Sade. And I thought, the universe just might be a wonderful place. And this guy, Joel Keddy, I'll never forget it, this guy, Joel Keddy. The two of us were, they had a name for headbangers, which they don't even call them that anymore, but people who liked heavy metal back when I went to school here were called skeds. Is that still a term here in Saugus? Skeds? Yeah. No? Well, we called them skeds. I don't even know what skeds means, but Joel was a sked. He told me he was a sked. And he got all tough and everything, and then he heard me kind of singing to myself, and he's like, what are you singing? And I was singing Fight for the Right to Party by the Beastie Boys, and he was like, I love them! And he invited me over, we listened to music, and he was the first friend that I made at the bus stop, which was at the entrance of Breakheart Reservation. I don't know if any of you guys have been inside Breakheart. That was the thing I think saved me. I didn't realize this because I'm not a stranger to depression, and I think that anybody who actually really gives a shit in life is gonna get sad once in a while and hopefully be worthy of that sadness. And I was really worthy. And Breakheart. I used to run every day because my father moved to Sheffield Heights by Saugus ice cream. Everybody, Saugus? Right? Saugus is, right, yeah. Yeah, they're allowed to give more ice cream than I was at Russo's. Oh yeah, no, they had it all. And there was a woman who worked there, this little German woman named Charlotte. She was from Germany. She had the accent and everything. And she was always accusing the kids that worked there of giving away free stuff. And she would come in, like, in my memory, it's her just goose-stepping, you know? In from the candy area, you know. What are you doing, Brian? Are you giving away the free ice cream? What's in the back? We have some receipt. And she, the one thing she did let us do, though, is eat as much ice cream as we want. And that was only because she was sadistic, because I didn't realize that once I had enough ice cream, she would know exactly why I needed to go home for a minute and change. I think that was a rite of passage at Russo's Ice Cream. But I used to run down the hill at Sheffield, down the Fells Way, through Breakheart, and then home, which was like 5 miles before dinner. And I had no idea that back then, I was doing it in 32 minutes before dinner. Like, that is so fast. And I never thought that I was running fast. And I think about it now, and I get tired just thinking about it. It's because that's not the kind of shape I'm in now, but I don't know. Like, this is a really weird, odd, kind of unique, not terrible, but takes some getting used to, especially if you've just started high school kind of town. Gym class, where the new high school is, used to have these tiny fences, and balls would go into the highway. And Nick Duranian, I remember this, Nick Duranian, if anyone remembers him, he was a funny guy. He announced in the middle of gym class when the football went over the fence into the highway that we should have Brian go get it and see if they're really the chosen people. Yeah. Yep. That was a fun one. But what I say about myself, hey, Rose said I can do an hour, so, okay? What I say about myself and humans in general, and I think it's a good thing to remember, everybody, is that whatever I lack in tact, I promise you that I will more than make up for with ignorance. And look at the Earth also as the largest floating insane asylum in the universe. Everybody's crazy. So if you don't think you're crazy, like, don't worry about it. Like, you are. You know, and is there intelligent life out there? I would think so. I mean, it would be a waste of space, but just by virtue of the fact that they stay the hell away from us shows that they're intelligent, right? But at least some of us on this planet are lucky enough to have an accurate diagnosis or someone that they trust enough to tell them when they're acting like an asshole. So, I know I got the light. I was going to play you the Jeffersons theme on my guitar because I can actually play, but I won't do that because James is wishing death on me right now. But I will say this. I loved Nan, and I love Rose right there. I count both of them equally as helping me to understand while I was here, and I needed this really bad, that in life there's no such thing as normal. There's no such thing as normal, right? Anybody that's trying to tell you what normal is having a hard time with the fact that you're having a good time doing something that makes you happy, and they wish they could do the same. So, if you spend all of your time in life laughing at other people and never at yourself, you do not have a sense of humor. You're an asshole. Thanks, everybody.